Hey, Meghann Scully, and this is the Limerick Post Show. Unlucky at the weekend as the All Blacks did beat Ireland and they progress to the World Cup semi-finals. I think it's safe to say that we're going to have to support the All Blacks now. Coming up in the big interview is with the band Keywest. They had a chat with us and performed for us in King John's Castle. Next up to Out and About, and Cian went along to Art Limerick.
I would say they were very solitary creatures, you know. They'd love to go into a room and paint on their own, and a lot of places that I go to anyway, you'd go into a house and the artwork is in the corner of the room and it has never come out the door. So the idea is to get yourself out, get your artwork out and come and chat with people. So I suppose this place is ideal because it's in the centre of town. You can come down with your artwork. You don't even have to be brilliant at art. Just start somewhere, sit beside somebody who paints and have a chat at the end of it, you know, or you know, like we stop halfway through and have a cup of tea. And the other thing is that it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter. Across the globe, people come and sit down here for a cup of tea and paint.
Oh, it's fantastic, yeah. It's great, and a great area to have it in, a great space for us to have it in, and it's great to meet up with other like-minded people, you know. And we can plan off each other and see what each other are doing and learn from each other, which is the important thing. And there are experienced artists here, and there are new artists here, so the new artists obviously can pick up, and the experienced artists can pass on some knowledge, and it's good, you know, it's good.
You have a bit of experience yourself, but did you find yourself learning anything new from people?
Oh yeah, you always learn something new. There was a lady here a couple of weeks ago, and she was doing a painting of a lighthouse, and the technique she was using was new to me, and I found it very interesting. So, you know, I went home and had a little go myself.
When you think of an artist, you might think of someone in a studio on their own, but
yes.
You see there's 7 or 8 people.
That's right, yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, what's lovely about this is that, say, I do actually, I've worked in different places and different groups throughout my artist career. I actually would be a full-time artist now, but I had worked in teaching for years, so just when I retired I went back into it full-time again. But intermittently I would have worked in groups or worked at home. Sometimes I like working at home because you just, you know, just need that time to do things. But what's lovely about here is that you can come in, you can set up. There's no pressure or saying this is the way to do it, you know, that kind of thing. You know, that sort of way. People can all express themselves in their own way. They can have a chat. They could do a lot maybe today. They might do an awful lot, but you're actually getting inspiration informally from your colleagues.
What's it mean as an artist to have this?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, the thing about an artist, it's like most things, you're learning something every day. Every time you take out a brush, and no two paintings are ever the same, which is fantastic. You know, they're never the same. And if you can learn from somebody else and learn some new techniques, then the whole thing is just like having a new lease of life when you go up with your brushes or your, you know, and and it gets better every time.
Art is a universal language.
It is universal, yeah, because you don't, well, I suppose most of them don't talk anyway when they're painting. a lot of artists come in here and they just sit down and they don't say a word then for another hour. And then when we have a cup of tea, they'll talk for 5 minutes and go back painting for another hour. It's not about, you don't have to talk about your work, you don't have to swap stories, you know, but you just, the idea is to sit down and paint and, you know, just be in company, you know. And I know it's solitary and you like to paint on your own, but be solitary beside somebody else, and that's the way it works, bring people in. Okay, I suppose people can get involved in Art Limerick in general. If you paint already, just go on the website, it's artlimerick.com. And, you know, maybe participate by, you know, we do fairs and markets or whatever, it's just to get people together. And if they want to do classes and you haven't painted before, same, go on artlimerick.com and you can contact us or just come down here, contact the People's Museum, come down here on a Tuesday morning from 10:30 to 12:30 or Thursday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. And, you know, even just walk in the door, you know, and you meet somebody, you know, and not be on your own. That's it.
I am the founder and director of Unity Gospel Choir Limerick. We're here today to tell the press about our amazing CD launch, which will be happening on the 11th of November here at Maggie Choose. We recorded Love Shine a Light, and we are giving all the proceeds to Pieta House. There have been a spat of suicides in Limerick over the last month or so, and we decided that it would be a good idea to help keep the existing services going. This song is Katrina and the Waves song from the Eurovision Song Contest, and we sing it every year at Darkness into Light, and finally after 6 years we have recorded it.
And I'm here at the press launch with the Unity Gospel Choir of their new CD, Love Shine a Light. So the actual launch of the CD is going to be on Monday the 11th of November at 6:30 here in Maggie Choose. So it's for a great cause. It's to raise funds for Pieta House, which is a cause very close to everybody's heart here in Limerick. So we're asking the people of Limerick to come and support. Come to Maggie Choose on Monday the 11th of November at 6:30 to buy the CD to help support Pieta House.
We're here in King John's Castle and I'm joined by Andy and Glover of Keywest. How are you?
How are you doing?
Welcome to Limerick.
Thanks. I love being back. Look at the lovely weather and the view.
I know, and we were discussing chicken wings a while ago, which we won't get
We
into.
won't. It's a very hot topic.
Now, of course, the reason you're on this road trip all around Ireland
Yeah.
is because of this.
Yes, our new album, Ordinary Superhero.
Tell me all about it. I have to say, first of all, I love the cover and the vinyl as well. And I'm saying I do have a record player. And I'm very excited to give this a go. And of course, the CD as well. I still listen to CDs in my car all the time
Do you?
when I'm not listening to the radio.
Okay. Very good. Touche. Yeah, it's a brand new album. We're very excited to get it out. It's our first vinyl, which is nice because they, as you said, they have seen a resurgence.
Yeah.
My request for a cassette tape was shot down.
Which I've seen a lot of people doing. Billie Eilish is after bringing out a
You
cassette
know
tape,
what?
isn't she?
I think I was ahead of the curve with the suggestion. It was a while ago. They were like, what would we bring out a cassette tape for? And now I am proven right once again.
Well, I'll actually tell you, in the Limerick Post kitchen, there is an old CD ghetto blaster thing. I actually saw it this morning when I was making coffee, and I was like, why is that there? But it has a cassette player in it.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah, could have been playing it on there.
Isn't it funny to see, though, how all the retro stuff is really coming back?
I think because everything, do you know in Japan, it's still massive. Everything, like CD sales, they still have Blockbuster Video. They still have
Wow.
DVDs. They still rent. And I think it's also considered one of the most technological cities.
Yeah.
Tokyo is one of the most technological cities in the world. And yet, everything is still so tangible. And it's because I think for the same reason now that we're getting so technological and everything is so like up in the air and your music is just on your phone or whatever, people are looking for something to
Yeah.
to cherish.
And as you said, Japan's hot topic right now, obviously the World Cup. And have someone I know was there recently, and apparently in every street corner there's vending machines where you can just buy anything you want. So you don't have to go into a shop anymore.
Anything.
Like literally, it's meant to be amazing, as you said. It's so advanced.
Yeah, it's very advanced.
And
yeah,
apparently
yeah,
it's super safe as well.
Yeah, I mean they're really polite as well.
Yeah.
Everything's like really well policed, well controlled. I mean, we're heading over. We're going on a bit of a tour of Japan in 2020, and we were trying to convince the label to do the tour around October.
Okay.
And they were like, "Why October?" I was like, "No reason.
You
Not
should
at
do
all,
it.
because
Bring it
the
forward.
World Cup is on over there."
But I think I actually have loads of people are travelling over, and I'm a huge rugby fan. Obviously, we've got Thomond Park behind us, home of Munster, and I'm going to know that I'm on social media now in the next few weeks. I'm just going to slowly be like, not unfollowing people, but muting them all.
Because of the amount of rugby talk.
Yeah, because they're all there and I'm not.
Oh yes, yeah.
And we have to get up super early to watch the games.
Yeah, and we're actually on tour during the whole thing, so we'll be sort of trying to watch it from different countries as we go, And
that's
we're
exciting.
big rugby fans in the band, so we're really going to be into that.
That's really exciting though, because you'll be like late nights, early mornings to get up for the match.
Yeah, that's true. So it'll be a less exciting tour than normal then.
It'll be great though to document it.
We'll actually sleep.
You'll remember this World Cup though so well, because
This is it,
you'll be like, oh
and
well.
the tour. I'll remember my first tour ever. It's great.
And I went to this place, I went to that place, and then we watched the game here.
Yeah.
How do you find when you go abroad, actually? Do you find mainly at gigs it's all the Irish kind of coming in, they see your name, and they're like, oh, an Irish band in Keywest, and we know them so well? Or
Actually,
is it a
no,
mix?
not in our case. I know that is the case for a lot of Irish bands. They become well known here, and then Irish people who know the band in other places. But for us, because we did so much busking on the streets, and Grafton Street in particular over the years, Dublin has a massive amount of tourists going up that street in the summer. So when people come and see us in France, and we had a gig in Paris last year, just a few months ago, and I was shocked when I got there to find that it was full. because I figured, why would anyone in Paris be coming to see us? And it turns out, because of all the French people who watched us on the street, Grafton Street, and then followed us, they were waiting on us to come to France. And the same happened in Germany, and now we're going over to Scandinavia. In Britain, we've already seen that happen, but we did a bit of busking in Britain, so we expected to be able to sell some shows. But Europe was a complete shock. So yeah, we're very excited. So it's not actually Irish people most of the time. So there is a language barrier then. I have to sort of adjust what I'm saying on stage, learn a bit of the local lingo, a few jokes, and obviously in the Netherlands it doesn't matter. They speak better English than me. So
when you say there about learn the language, saying a few jokes, I was just thinking that. Do you remember that scene in Love Island when he starts dating the girl? She doesn't speak English and he doesn't speak her language, and then they both try learn each other's language, but they keep getting it wrong, and all the subtitles in. It's just hilarious.
Is this going to get real over now? Are we talking about Love Island, the show?
Did I say Love Island? Love Actually.
Okay. all right, I'm back.
I Love Actually.
That scene in Love Island, and both of us went,
Love. And then I was like, did they not see Love Actually? Love Actually. Sorry.
Love Actually. Yes, I do know.
Sorry, do you remember that scene? And he's Colin Firth, and he's like, they're saying everything wrong, and then it all comes out, and it's like
the lost in translation. Yeah, I love that.
So I look forward to seeing some of this translation stuff on stage.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would often talk to some of the audience members first. I would just sort of pull them aside and say, listen, this is what I'm going to say. Is that correct? They'd fix it. Then I try and say it on stage.
You're definitely going to be saying some of the wrong things on stage.
Oh, definitely, because by the time, in the time I speak to them, to the few drinks I have before I go on stage, who knows what comes out then when I get on the stage,
Oh, I cannot wait for it. Now, I have to ask you about, we're talking about busking there, and obviously you've seen what's going on in Galway at the moment, the busking bylaws.
We just spoke about that on the way down, actually,
It's I think for cities, it's terrible to see it happening because cities like Galway, and then of course you have Grafton Street, busking is basically where you guys kicked it all off for you, and it's a huge fee. And I think now when you guys go back busking, I know you do it every so often, it's always massive crowds turn up because it's everyone is like, oh, they're back, they're here again. So I think it's sad to see for music, but I wonder what's going to happen.
Look, for me, it really angers me because it's as simple as this. The politicians in all the cities that end up engaging with this and putting it in haven't a notion of what's going on the street. They don't even bother their arses to go onto the street and have a look, ever. They never do. The complaints coming in are coming from a couple of people. You were talking about a couple, when you leave reviews for places, let's say on Google, right? I only realised this the other day. I said to him, he was asking me, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm reviewing all the positive places I've been to. And he said, why are you doing that? And I said, because I just realised I only ever leave reviews when I'm angry.
It's true.
And I'm being a hypocrite because I used to give out about people complaining. When it comes to the busking is too loud or whatever, and they'd complain, and it's the same few people, a few misers in a couple of shops and businesses that complain. The money doesn't really go down, they can never show that, and nobody ever takes the public into account, or the tourism, or the culture of the city, ever. And the guys in the council, they're just concerned about their seats.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time they need funding. A lot of the funding comes from certain businesses. It's a joke. I mean, the whole thing's a joke. So you should all be ashamed of yourselves down in Galway Council. Same in Dublin. It's an absolute joke. We don't busk anymore, so we don't have to be nice to them. But I used to have to play ball, so they wouldn't. It's awful.
Well, I think now, I'm just going to put it out there, I think that we should invite all musicians to Limerick. There's no laws in here in Limerick yet. Get them all down here, and let's get the busking and the party going in the streets of Limerick.
I mean, is it ever that bad? When they're busking in the streets, is it ever that bad? What emergencies have happened in the last 10 years in Galway? Oh, we're blocking the streets. People will move.
And have you ever been? Yeah, exactly.
Street,
And have you ever been on Shop Street after hours when there's busking going on? And the sing-songs are unbelievable. I have stopped on my way from going from one pub to another, and there's a sing-song starting, and then suddenly we all just get into it. And it's the most enjoyable experience ever. And I think I remember one night in particular singing a song with everyone, and afterwards, when I look back at that night, all I can remember is the highlight that night, not all I can remember because whatever, but the highlight that night for me was busking on the street, out busking and singing.
Absolutely.
And that, I don't really recall what bars we went to that night, but that moment for me and my friends, it was just brilliant.
Look up the reviews of Galway on TripAdvisor.
Yeah.
And tell me that every single review doesn't talk about the street performers.
Exactly.
And the atmosphere. And everything gets blown out of proportion. It's sledgehammers to crack walnuts all over the place. And the councils will say, oh no, sure, this happened and this. There is nothing bad has ever happened from street performers on the street.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
So I get maybe late nights if they're keeping people awake or whatever. I live across the road from Temple Bar. I mean, The pubs keep me awake.
Yeah, and you kind of know when you're living somewhere like that, you know what you're getting yourself into. And if you're not willing to put up with noise, then there's probably no...
The world has gone mad.
We'll just start a big busking party here in Limerick and we'll get everyone from all over down and we'll set up on all the various streets and we'll just have an absolute session.
Absolutely. Make
Busking
Limerick the
session.
new busking capital.
I just think there's an opportunity right there, and I'm from Galway myself, but I'm just saying, I think now we need to capitalise on this.
This is it.
We might get you guys down some other day to kick it all off. How about it?
We'd love to.
Right, now, I know you're going to perform a song for us. What are you going to perform and why?
It's a new song. It's a song called Cest La Vie, and it's our brand new single that gets released very soon. And it's about sort of like, you know, when life gives you lemons.
Yes.
Make Coca-Cola. Is that the phrase? That's how it goes, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's how it goes.
Or else, like, if life gives you lemons, squeeze them onto your fresh fish.
Ah, fish.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another
When
one
life
you could
gives
do.
you lemons, get some fish.
There you go.
That's a great phrase.
Keywest, thank you so much as always. Obviously, you're Keywest on social media across all the social media channels.
Yes.
And where is the album available?
It'll be available in all the usual places, obviously online and local stores. And we're also going on tour soon. We don't have a Limerick date yet, but we're hoping to.
We're going to work on that. Well, we're going to start with the busking as well.
Yes, we'll start with the busking. And so yeah, just keywestofficial.com to check on where we're going to be or when the album is out, anything like that. Social media, Keywest Official.
Andy Glover, thank you so much for coming to Limerick.
Thank you very much.
Don't believe in miracles, I don't believe in luck. I've never been a prodigy and I ain't done no much. I'm saying, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Called a man of knowledge, but I don't wear a bespoke suit. And I'll bite my nose, spite my face, and speak my point of view. I'm saying, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Oh, when the rain pours down and you don't know why, 'cause there ain't a cloud in the big blue sky. Mister, play it safe, faith is all you need. Life will go on, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. I see things with clarity, but no one understands. And my job brings out the worst of me. And God laughs at my plans. I'm saying, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Heavy head still wears a crown made out of thorns. My friends all try to drag me down like I've been misinformed. I'm saying, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Oh, when the rain pours down and you don't know why, 'cause there ain't a cloud in the big blue sky. Mister, play it safe, faith is all you need. Life will go on, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Life will go on, c'est la vie, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Oh, 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 c'est la vie. Oh. Oh, c'est la vie. Oh. Thank you.
For these videos and so much more, head over to limerickpost.ie/show. I'm Meghann Scully. This is the Limerick Post Show, keeping Limerick posted.